What's up, guys? Bonfire here, and welcome to 3-Bar Exploits, episode number 23. I'm joined, as always, by WakMed19, as well as Oyster's not here due to some life troubles, homework, school comes first, we know that. And I'm also joined by a return guest, Mr. Punkman87.
Hello, what's up, guys? How you doing today?
Be sure to check out his channel. He puts up great stuff, and with Next Gen just around the corner, he's going to be putting up some PlayStation 4. So give it a look down in the links below. And we've got a great show for you today. I want to shout out first to Strictly Business Gaming. They're our sponsors putting together the pro Call of Duty stuff, so go check out their stuff. We appreciate the support that they give us, and this show wouldn't be possible without them. Now, if you don't follow Mr. Punkman on Twitter, that's a shame, because yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, he got invited to an XBOne event. So pretty big stuff, and we want to drill him on everything Xbox One. So Mr. Punkman, you want to tell us a little bit about that and how you got into that event?
Sure, well, I wish I was invited. I wish I was that important, but actually I just kind of stumbled across this tweet on Twitter saying I knew that Xbox One tour was in Phoenix, so I was like, okay, well, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I had to work Friday, so I saw on Twitter saying, hey, if you want VIP passes, come down to the GameStop at 4 p.m. by my work. I was like, well, I got up at 2:30. I'm going to try to get over there and see if I get myself a VIP pass. When I showed up, there was 2 guys in line. That was it. And I was 2 people. That's it. I expected a line down the block, but there was only 2 guys. I got there an hour ahead, and I got my VIP pass for me and my friend. And we went there Saturday, which was yesterday, and up in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I was able to experience the Xbox One in person, hold the controller, play a lot of games, and just meet a lot of cool people. And overall, my first impressions were I was really impressed. And that's hard for me to say because I am a Sony fanboy, I guess you could call me. But I think if you're buying an Xbox One coming up this holiday season, you will not be disappointed.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Now, yeah, I know you put up a couple videos, or at least got a couple of videos on the work with the controllers, and I think you said some gameplay as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually played some FIFA, Battlefield 4, Rise, Son of Rome. I played a Kinect game. I think it's like Kinect Sports, where you use a jet ski, that kind of thing.
Okay.
I played Dead Rising 3. I played what else? There's so many. Forza 5. Quite a bit of games there, man, and some indie titles too, which is kind of cool. But the most important thing I really enjoyed about the whole event is I played Killer Instinct for a good 2 hours, dude. And
really?
I'm a big fan of Killer Instinct, and that game is amazing and badass.
I remember playing Killer Instinct. That was actually one of my favorite fighting games when I was a young version of Bonfire on the SNES.
Hey man, I was right there with you. I played it on Super Nintendo and then 64, and that was the end of it. But I would really consider buying an Xbox One just for that game alone.
Really?
Really.
Now what about TitanFall? And I know Titanfall probably wasn't there, right?
Right, it was not there.
Okay.
There was no Ghost there either. But I do want to play Titanfall, but unfortunately, that's an Xbox One exclusive, if I'm not mistaken.
We have room for you if you want to get an Xbox One. We will allow you to do that.
Well, I appreciate it, Wackman, but if you maybe want to send me a check for $500, dude, I'll be more than happy to join your ship.
I know how you feel, or know what you mean for sure.
Yeah. The price tags are real, as they say on the Twitterverse.
They're very real. So what did you do other than play games? How did this thing go down?
Actually, well, they had in time blocks. The first time event was from 10 to 1 p.m. and then they had it from 2 to, I believe, 5 p.m. and then from then they had the third one from 6 p.m. to midnight. And I just went in the morning, so I was really excited to go, and stood in line, the VIP line, got right in when they opened at 10, and I just played, man, for 4 hours. They gave you free Mountain Dew, Doritos, and it was like a big convention of just gamers, dude. And it was all
That's
Xbox,
awesome.
Xbox One, green lights everywhere. It was just a hands-on experience. All it was. The only thing I did not really enjoy about it was the loud music that kept playing, like DJ. Like it just took away from the whole
Yeah, I remember I watched the controller video you put up, and it sounded like a dance floor in there.
It's like a nightclub, but with Xbox One stuff everywhere, dude.
Yeah, that just makes me think like, because you went through that experience, like imagine what E3 would be like.
Exactly.
Holy crap.
I would love to
Overwhelmed.
go there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I definitely want to do in my lifetime.
But I think it was kind of cool that I was able to get pictures and some video footage, and hopefully you guys enjoy that. But like I said, I'm a big Sony fanboy, but I'll give props to Microsoft. I think they're going to put out a great product this time around. So.
Now, were you able to take pictures and videos of everything?
The only 2 games I was not allowed to do was EA's games FIFA and Battlefield 4. They said I was not allowed to take pictures or video footage.
Sounds like
That's
EA.
Interesting. Yeah, that does. That's interesting. Then now this event was all day or what?
It was an all-day thing. Today was the
Wow.
last day, unfortunately, but I guess their next stop is in San Francisco.
That's not close to me. So
But I wonder why the heck they chose Phoenix. I mean, that's kind of weird to me. It was kind of a last-minute thing in my opinion, but I don't think Phoenix is like really known for their gaming conventions or whatever it may be, but they chose here, and luckily I was able to go.
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
that is really cool. So talk to me about the controller, because in one of your videos, go check it out. Plug there. There was different custom controllers throughout on display, but I know you got to hold those things because you were playing it. How did it feel? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it felt like a 360 controller from what I can remember. I haven't owned a 360 in quite a while, but I did notice that it feels a little more compact, and from my first impression, the thumbsticks, they feel a lot smaller in my opinion. I don't know if I'm just used to PS3 ones, but the thumbsticks themselves, the left and right analog stick,
Like it's closer to the controller, like not as tall.
right? That and just the button itself feels a lot smaller in your thumbs. When I was playing Killer Instinct, I noticed that my thumbs would slide off a little easier. I don't know if it's come out like if I'm not used to it or what, but overall it felt good in your hands, and I just think it's a typical 360 controller. Well, some upgrades, but
Now, one of the things that they talked was a big upgrade. I remember was the triggers like vibrating or doing something. There's something new with the triggers. Whackman, if you remember, can you help me
It's
out here?
supposed to have haptic feedback in the triggers or haptic or whatever it's called. They actually have their own vibrators.
Did you feel that at all?
I could have. I did. To be honest, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't notice if it was there or not, so I was just playing the games.
I got
Now-
man, that has to be like full sensory overload. I've been to a couple of conferences with work, and
Yeah.
you get inundated with all manner of sales pitches, and
Oh,
like
that-
I'm sure everything there was shiny and new, and probably smelled like a new car. And they promised you women and wealth if you purchased their stuff.
That would be a heck of a throw-in, man, a bonus, but they didn't offer that. I didn't see no bundle deals like that.
That would have been really cool. Now, I'm interested in the Kinect. So I actually saw the Xbox here today when I was at Target. They had one on display, and this isn't a shot at Xbox at all, but it was a little bigger than I thought, and the Kinect was a little bigger than I thought it would be too. And I'm curious because you got to experience it, try one of the games. How does it feel, and is it responsive, and just how is your experience with it?
Well, the video tomorrow I'll be posting. You'll see me playing the Kinect game, and I was on a jet ski, and you had to go like this to go left and right, and you had to kind of actually like do a flip like this to do like on a ramp. And I'm player one on the top screen, you'll notice, and it reads my movements pretty damn well. I was kind of impressed by that.
Yeah.
It was my very first Kinect game I ever played, and I enjoyed the experience, but I would rather have a controller in my hand and be playing that way, like old school. So
Did you get to do anything else with the Kinect, like any of the other, I don't know, features or movements, choosing on the dashboard, anything like that?
no, that's one thing that they did not have. They didn't have any dashboard or like ESPN stuff, no TV stuff. It was just strictly games. But the only Kinect thing I had was just that me playing that one game that one time.
That sucks. So you didn't get to see the user interface. They loaded the game for you and then turned the TV on or whatever?
Yeah, it was broken up in sections. Like so, like the left corner was only like Battlefield 4, and it had like 5 TVs. So all 5 TVs had the game already uploaded. All you had to do is hit start, and you're already in the game playing. So
Right.
Interesting. So it sounds like it was a very controlled environment.
definitely,
Yeah.
they had people like up, like they had security as well as
Oh
assistance
yeah.
needed there if you had any questions.
Did they pat you down when you walked in? Full body
No,
cavity search?
surprisingly, I was waiting for.
Cavities.
Let's make sure you
Yeah,
didn't
they
leave
do
with
that.
one.
But overall, I think it was a great opportunity to get my hands on the console before and play the new games before anybody else did. So.
By chance, did you play through the sound of their speakers, or did you have a headset? Did
Every
any,
game had a headset, man, because the damn music was so loud in there. You had to have
Yeah.
a headset on. To
how
get
did
a
that
game.
work? Was that Astros or Turtle Beaches, or
They were Astros.
they were?
Everyone had
That's
Astros.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's
Fig-
and did they connect to the chat, connect to the controller at all, or did they not worry about that feature at that point?
I don't think they had it connected to the controller. It seemed like they just had it hooked up right to the Xbox One, and they had like a little like control panel on the left where you could do the volume and bass and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But you couldn't talk to nobody in game. It was just strictly just for you to listen to.
See, what I'm afraid of is that until they come out with that control, and this is a money thing, so I don't think it'll be very delayed in coming out. I think it'll be pretty quick that they get that adapter piece out.
Yeah.
But for the first, maybe until just after Christmas, I'm really hoping they get it before Christmas. But at any rate, you'll be able to USB hook up your Astros, Turtle Beaches, Tritons, whatever you own. You'll be able to hook that up to the Xbox without a problem. Let me put me on main screen here. You'll be able to hook those up without a problem. What you won't be able to do is do the chat. So what you're going to have to do is take that little $2 piece of junk that they give you to chat with, that headset. You're gonna have to loop it around your neck or hang it next to you, and run the chat back through the main speakers as opposed to headset only, if that's still a viable option. That way you don't have to have like one earpiece under the other earpiece or something whacked out, but you'll have to be wearing two headsets. And I'm wondering if that's what they do in competitive, if that's the same reason as to why they do that in competitive. But for a little while, I know that Xbox has to do it. I don't know about the PS4.
PlayStation has to.
PlayStation.
PlayStation does have to as well. They're going to address that in a post-launch patch. Again, date not given.
No.
And the kind of cool thing the PlayStation's going to be able to do, so because the PlayStation comes with that mono earpiece, and I know a lot of people are complaining about that, but I like that for the fact that I can put that in my ear and then have the headset over it and still be able to not have anything around my neck, because that's what I'm going to have to do until that patch gets released. So it's just something you're going to have to put up with. I don't think it'll be too bad having that underneath the headset, just having a little, because I know like you mentioned competitive. I know some of those guys have like iPod headphones or something, and then something over like a headset or noise cancelers over that. So I think it'll be similar to that, but I think for both consoles it's a little unfortunate, but what are you gonna do?
But I think it's cool that they're still going to address the issue later on. Both Microsoft and Sony, so that's cool.
Yeah, I think they realize if they don't, they're gonna have a lot of unhappy people. Because gaming has really moved around these headsets. These companies that make these headsets are really thriving right now. I mean, it's a big industry within the gaming community.
Definitely.
And I mean, I've talked about it before. It's not that, it's really that we're the ones who spend money on games. We're the ones who, if you bought a $300 headset, imagine how much money you've spent in the Microsoft Corporation or in the Sony Corporation. If you're willing to spend $400, $300, even $100 on a headset, there's a good chance that you buy 4 or 5 games a year and some DLC for that. We're the ones that spend the money. They should make you happy. They make your customers happy.
Yeah.
Unlike Google Plus is doing, and we don't have to go that far yet, but.
Yeah, I got one more question or two to ask about the XBOne event. So you played those games. You mentioned those. Out of all that you played, what is your favorite and why?
Like I said before, Killer Instinct, man. And I was just when I saw it at E3, everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, bring this game back," and it just looked amazing. And I wanted to play it because I was a fan of that game back on Super Nintendo and 64. So that old gamer inside me just came on out, and I wanted to relive that part of my life when I used to play on hours and hours with my friends. And yesterday when I got my hands on the controller and the game itself, it was in heaven, dude. I was having so much fun doing those combos and just the graphics and just how fast the game plays. I was
Yeah.
really, really impressed, dude.
Now, I don't know if either WhackMed or you know too much about the game, but I know it's a free to play game, right?
It's a free to play game, and what I heard that when you get it on launch day for the Xbox One, you'll get one character, and if you want the additional 3 or 4 characters for this one season they were talking about, it's supposed to be a price of 199 to 299 per character. You got to pay.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. Free to play model.
So it depends on how they're gonna work it at, but I heard that it's like $1.99 for a character, or if you spend $20, you get all the characters over the 2 seasons of the game, plus like any new skins or any new levels they might incorporate over the next year. But it is a free to play game, as they say.
Yeah. So season pass might be the best way to go if you're hardcore. Interesting. So
sure.
one more question.
See,
Sure.
go ahead.
Go ahead, Wackman.
No,
No,
I was
it-
gonna say on that in particular game, that seems like a good way to sell that game because it is a throwback game. It's going to
Definitely.
be very difficult to make money off of that game, especially if you say, "Well, I've got that game. I just have to go dig all this stuff up and hook it up to my TV." Or maybe you've still got that old console hooked up to your television or whatever. But if I can play this thing for free, I go, "Wow." Tell you what, I'm going to buy another character just to see what it can do.
Mhm.
You may get $22 out of me just because you made such a really cool game, or because it's a good experience that I can have with friends, or because the colors are pretty and Steven likes to play it. You know how weird he is. So,
Man, I'd like to play.
Um,
I'd like to see some Steven play Killer Instinct. That'd be funny.
that might be, you get, yeah.
Idea given. I agree with you completely. My only complaint is that one, I don't like the free to play model. I would have rather seen them do like a $20 downloadable title where you get all the characters, everything, get the whole game, kind of like what they did with like some of those like Marvel vs. Capcoms in the arcade and things like that. I would have rather seen that, but I don't think that would have sold as well as the money they're going to get having it be a free to play model. So you're right, but I don't like it.
I personally think that they are expecting like a good response when Killer Instinct was announced, but I have a feeling come launch time, that game's gonna be huge, and they're gonna probably in the near future make a full game out of it, or definitely bust out a lot of DLC for it.
So what would you do? Would you make a campaign for that kind of game, or would it be strictly player versus player, or would the campaign be like what Mortal Kombat was, where you just ranked up a ladder?
See, like I think like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, they just had the fight tower when you went through the whole characters and you got to the very last boss and that was the game. But nowadays the fighting games they do have that whole story mode campaign thing, and it'd be quite interesting to see some of the characters from Killer Instinct in that kind of genre thing. But I would totally be okay with just the old school fighting tower thing from get to the very last boss, and then if you beat him and you win the game.
I like those kinds of campaigns. I bet they don't have very many cutscenes.
I doubt. Yeah, there's no way. Probably the only cutscenes that they did have was just the intro. They popped in the arena kind of thing.
If they did that, it would have lots of cutscenes for you when they're whack.
Killing me. Killing me like, oh man, I was telling them last week I tried to play Mass Effect 3 while the internet was down, and it's like the whole beginning of this is like 15 minutes worth of cutscenes. I'm like, this story is losing me. Well, the whole thing's a story. Yep, sold. I'm not playing any more campaign mode.
Is it because they're just too long, or is it just kind of overkill kind of thing?
They're too long. They're really too... Now, the thing is, if this is a movie, I want to know exactly how long the movie is. And I want a better trailer than the best experience since Mass Effect 1 and 2 put together. I need more. I didn't buy 1 and 2. It's not it wasn't. I don't know. I'm not a campaign kind of guy. I'm just, but them being too long definitely kills it. If they were much shorter, and I think I chose the shortest option, which is let it play as a cutscene, as opposed to picking your dialogue, which apparently you could do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point of the game.
I don't. I like the multiplayer. That's where I'm at.
Were you able to maybe skip the cutscenes? You know, kind of
No.
go forward. No. Oh wow, it sucks.
Couldn't skip, and
Well,
and they were
The,
long.
the thing with those types of games, I don't know if you've played Mass Effect there, Mr. Punk. I played the first one, I haven't played the second or third one, but you're supposed it's interactive in the sense that you choose the dialogue. So when it is doing a cutscene, you get to choose that response, and that has an impact on the story because there's many different branches it can go, and it's to where your decision affects the outcomes. Interesting thing about Mass Effect the series is that your decisions in one affect two, and so forth.
So you
can
have to
carry
watch
over your
them.
saves.
You have to get into the cutscenes then.
Yeah,
To,
yeah,
make the story
it's
mode
it's
go
it's
forward.
meant for that.
See, like,
And
have you
it's-
ever played Metal Gear Solid by chance?
Yes, love
Okay.
I
those
didn't know.
games.
Well,
Oh my
those
God.
cutscenes, man, can be like a movie. They're so long, but they're
I was telling him about that.
it's I didn't mind sitting there for like 15, 20 minutes watching those things because it just got me pumped up for the next part of the chapter.
Yeah,
But
well,
I mean, everyone's different.
and well, with Metal Gear, I mean, there's so much information that's provided, and if you miss one little thing, because the way they do storytelling, you're gonna be lost. And some of those were more than 20 minutes, man. We're talking like 45 minutes.
Really?
That's true.
On a
Yeah, they're
cutscene.
Long, yeah.
Yes.
See, when I sit down to play, I want to I'm the guy that got mad because it took Mario too long to go from the castle to the warp pipe between level 1-1 and 1-2. I'm like, hurry up already! I know. Let's
You
go.
just have a short attention span.
I
for
want
this.
to play. I came to play. I picked up a controller. Let me do something with it.
The thing
Before
with
I
that,
bash it
and
and put a
I
hole
get your
in it.
point. I completely agree with you that there are people like yourself that are that way, but there are also people that want to enjoy a particular experience that the developer can provide for you, and that's what Metal Gear brings, because it gives you an experience that you're not going to get like in Call of Duty campaign or multiplayer. I mean, it's very in depth, F's with your mind type of thing. I mean, it's a really deep story. So, but anyways, I got one more question, then we can move on from Xbox. And that is, you played Rise Son of Rome, and that is a game that really interests me because it looked very quick time heavy. But I saw another video, and it looked like it had really fluid combat. I want your thoughts on that.
I played it one time, and from what I could experience, it seemed like the controller's a little more difficult than you would think for like a combat game like that. It's not a button smasher where like if you play like Batman where you just hit the square button over and over again to do a combo thing. You actually have to take the time and use your left thumbstick to block and then your right and hit the right. It's a combination of numerous things just to get the sequence down. And from what I could tell, like I found myself struggling quite a bit just to get through like the tutorial of
Oh,
the
wow.
game. I don't know if I'm just that horrible at the controller or what it may be, but the graphics look great, and I could tell it looks like a really, really cool game. And in my
Yeah.
video coming up tomorrow, you'll see me actually playing it, and
Awesome.
I would have more fun if I knew what I was doing, to be honest.
See, that's
That's
one of the
awesome.
things that was argued about with Rise Son of Rome was that it, or at least the guys on IGN were like, okay, hit B now because it flashes a great big B on the screen. Or, okay, hit Y now because it flashes a Y on the screen. Combo XXX or whatever. That makes a good combo, I guess. But that it prompted you to do everything. So that's actually really refreshing for me.
Yep.
And I'm sure Oyster would be glad to hear that too. That it's not going to prompt you to do everything. You do have to have some skill and play through the game with some ability.
Yeah,
I'm with you as well.
It took me some time just to figure out how to roll on the ground to avoid being attacked. It took me because I kept getting it like three guys came at me at one time, and I was getting attacked back and forth. I was like, how the heck do I evade these guys? I just started smashing buttons, and finally figured out how to roll on the ground. It just I don't know if it's just me, like I said, but if I knew what I was doing, I think it'd be a lot easier to play.
Yeah, I agree with you, Wackman. I think it is refreshing as well because that is a game I would consider like when I do get my Xbox One by picking up because the story and what I saw from both E3 and on looked really cool. I was just afraid it was going to be really quick time heavy, but knowing that it's not and there's actually an in-depth combat system, I think that's pretty cool. So
Mhm.
What is quick time heavy?
we're
Or what is quick
to,
time?
like quick time events to where like it's similar to a cutscene, but you have to at a certain specific time press a button to continue that cutscene or you die. Call of Duty has those, a couple of them.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah, they
like when
can
you
do.
bust the doors open, you gotta aim quickly and shoot him in the head, and those
Yeah, or
are
like
quick time
or
scenes.
like you know when a dog attacks you during the campaign and you have to like get it off. If you don't, you die, and you have to press that button at a specific time.
Gotcha.
That's a quick time event.
I just
Cool.
want to say one more thing, guys. If I don't know if you're really excited for Dead Rising 3, but that game is pretty cool as well. I really enjoyed that one.
What is that? What's the?
It's like the zombie
That's
apocalypse
the
one.
zombie one. They gave us Dead Rising 2 on Xbox. Did you download that, Weapon?
I don't think so.
Well, that's unfortunate.
It's kind of like Left 4 Dead. You guys play that a little
Yes.
bit, but it's only one. You're just one guy, and you just
Yeah.
try to survive. Pretty much, you come up with creative ways of just killing zombies.
Cool.
No, see. I've never played any of those games. I know they're really popular, and I'd I would be willing to try them. Like I said, Microsoft, their games with gold. We got Dead Rising 2 for free, so that's in the backlog to try out. But I don't know if I see a direction with that game. Like obviously you want to kill a bunch of zombies, but is that it?
That's the vibe I got. Pretty much, that's it. It's to me, it was like how much how many ways can you kill a zombie by using a sledgehammer or lighting them on fire or using a chair to bust their head open, dude? It's crazy, but I mean, it's kind of overwhelming, but it gets kind of boring as well because it's the same thing over and over again.
Now, is Dead Rising 3 the one where you build your weapons and you can put weird combinations of stuff together?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's the one that had the was it like a chainsaw on a stick or something? Was it a
Yep.
chainsaw and sledgehammer? Is that what?
there's
Something
a
like that.
chainsaw with like a like an edging thing for cutting your grass. You know, like you just
Yeah,
incorporate these weird tools.
yeah. So and then he throws it at the end of it and cuts the guy in half. That was a
Exactly.
really good. That was a really good. And you're saying that that game is good enough. It's worthy.
Yeah, I would pick that one up as well. Definitely.
I might have
Very
to.
cool.
That looked like a sick game. I really wish you could have played. Oh, what's the name of that game I've been waiting for? So
Titanfall.
no, God, no, take your Titanfall off to April when
Are you
it
talking
comes
about
out.
Project Spark?
No, actually, the more and more I watch about Project Spark, the less and less interested I am in it, which is kind of sad to say. I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm probably still going to get this game, especially to play it with my kids.
Yeah.
But Sunset Overdrive is the one I was thinking of. But Spark
Oh.
is really getting. I mean, it's going a long way into programming and a lot less into playing.
Yeah.
And
That's the vibe I got.
I don't know that they're going to bridge those worlds well.
Yeah.
They have a huge cult following. There are a lot of people. Like, I keep up with some of the things that they do, and I back read reviews. They live stream. It seems like they live stream once a week for about an hour, and they take questions and say like, "Hey, this is what we're doing with our game," and they take questions and like, can you make the rock purple? And they'll, whether they can or can't, they'll address that and say, yes, we can make it purple and we can give it polka dots. Or they'll say, no, we can't make it purple. All the rocks in this game are gray. Um, but it's like you should be able to make a really pretty game, world, and then to program this game to do what you want it to, it's going to take a really long time. So between
Yep.
creating this world and then mapping all of the things for the characters to do, you're going to spend, you may spend 30 or 40 hours, like on game time hours, building this game. just so that you can play a game you already know exactly how it works. And then it goes to, well, maybe you're just not a good game designer. That's a skill some people may lack, is, making a good game.
Oh yeah.
And what happens if you make the gap a little too wide to jump? And there's you can tell by the people who complain about games that a lot of people have no idea how to make one, especially the mechanics that go into making sure that all of these things fall into place like you want them to, so that the game plays like you want it to. And I think at the end of the day, you're going to have a lot of people that are frustrated and playing the templates. Either that, and I think I'm trying to remember back, you should have an online feature where you can build a game and I can come play it, and then I can donate.
That's what I was going to
you.
ask.
Yeah.
Because I would think that would be a huge part of that game, because you obviously would want to share these games and post them online, similar to
like Little Big Planet.
Exactly, yeah, that's the game that comes to mind, Little Big Planet, where you create levels and racetracks and things like that, and you can share them online for other people to play. Like, that seems essential for that game to survive. Otherwise, you're building a game for nothing. No one to enjoy.
I think it is. I haven't watched enough of the live streams to see that. And I know that you can change the aspect. I don't know if it's the designer that does it or if you as a player do this, but you can take the screen and turn it where it's a 2D scroller. So you play through a 2D scroller type level, and then you can flip it back around to a first person aspect and play it play that same 2D scroller like you would like a Crash Bandicoot, first person Crash Bandicoot type level, where you actually go through and do these things. And then you can change it where it's third person, where it would be much more like a Crash Bandicoot type level, where you're over the shoulder and have to do all these things. All three aspects have been created by the game designer, and you can play it any way you'd like if they open that up for you. So
that's pretty cool.
It's still a pretty cool looking game. It's really expansive. However, the one I was hoping you'd get to play was Sunset Overdrive. I think it looks like a really cool game. I'm really excited to see that.
That's the racing one, right? Another racing one?
No, it looks like a combination of Borderlands and
that's right.
Crackdown.
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't have that game there, but I would have tried it if it was, definitely.
That's right. For some reason, that game just sounds like a race title to me. But anyways, so WakMed, you had mentioned something about something wrong with Google earlier. What are you doing to your camera?
I'm playing with it. This is new features that are available. Play with the pretty. Yeah, the Google Plus integration is real, and now you have to do that. You have to make a comment, you have to get integrated to Google Plus. I've got like a nosedive in comments for people trying to comment on my videos that aren't Google Plus members. Now, I have seen in the past that I've had Google Plus members leave comments on my videos. I can't comment back. Like, it tells me I don't have the authority to comment on my own video. And trying to navigate the highways and byways, pathways to turn that on you can't do it. You just can't do it. I spent 15 minutes trying to figure out how to turn on my own comments. You just can't. I can't. And if I can spend 15 minutes as I've been doing this for a year, Punk Man, you've been doing this for 2+ years.
No, it'll be a year for me in December.
I thought you had older content than that. I apologize. And
okay.
Bonfire should be somewhere between us right there.
My year is in February, or actually end of January. Sorry.
I'm just wrong on everything. Don't listen to me. Have a great night. Anyway, as much time as you do spend uploading and trying to navigate these things, if you can't figure out how to do it, then it's a bad interface. And maybe this is what's going to happen, and this is the future, but it's a bad interface. And Boogie2988 put out a really fair video on the fact that you're messing with us. You're really just playing with us, and it's not fair. If you have something that you want us to do, then we'll do. We have to do it, but be nice about it. And the analogy he used was Henry Ford. Henry Ford said if he asked his customers what they wanted, they would have said faster horses, which goes to the fact that they may know better than we do on what we need, but be nice about it. Make me want it. Don't tell me I have to do it.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
That was Boogie. That wasn't me.
Yeah, kudos to that guy. He nailed it. But I don't know. I feel like maybe I've seen a drop in comments, but I feel like I don't even know I get comments on some videos, because I used to get an email straight from YouTube to my phone, says you got a comment, here it is, boom, and then it would be in my inbox so I can go and reply to it when I got home, or when I can get to it. Now it's like maybe I get an email, maybe I don't, and now it's like my inbox is worthless. YouTube inbox is worthless unless you're direct messaging someone, but then it probably still goes through Google Plus. I don't know. And I've got to use Google Plus to see comments on my videos. I dislike that. And like you said, I can't reply to everyone. The way I've got around to it is I just make a comment on my own video, and hopefully they see it. They probably don't, but what are you going to do? It's terrible, and I know we've talked about Google Plus before, but I don't see why. I don't get it. You can't sell me on this, because I don't see a point for it. There's no use for it. Besides this Hangout, and they screwed that up too.
I agree. I'm right there with you guys, man. I don't understand it. I don't get it, and I just kind of wish that. I mean, doesn't Google make enough money as it is just by the search engine alone? I don't. It's, if I want to do Facebook or something, I would go to Facebook to do it, or something else like some social media page. But for YouTube, I just want to watch videos and post a comment, voice my opinion, and be done. I don't want to worry about logging in or my comment being shared on my page so my friends can see in my circle, all that BS jive stuff. I don't need that. I don't care. But last week, when I couldn't even comment on a simple video, and I got that red bar on my phone, it just set me in a dire. I was so pissed off and just kind of discouraged and disappointed in Google, and like they're forcing it down your throats. And the thing is, they're not listening, and I don't think they're gonna change, unfortunately.
Was it Punkman? Was it you that tweeted out the link to the .org? What is it called?
Change.org. It's
Yeah.
where you sign the petition to get that reversed. Hopefully.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
absolutely.
Can you tweet that to me again? Because I didn't get around to doing that.
Oh yeah, sure, man.
Definitely check that out. Look up at it's at Punkman87, at Mr. Punkman87, and check out his Twitter. Definitely follow him. He's a huge contributor to our conversations. He's a huge contributor to our content, and this is a good circle that we have going on here. Definitely check out his things. He's a great guy. And sign that petition too.
Yeah, if you don't like the comments, sign this petition.
Please, the way that they work, I can't respond to you, and not that I had billions of comments on every video, but I really appreciated having the ones that I did, and most of the time, even the people who came on and said very, very disgusting and negative comments to me, I would at least say thank you for your opinion. Or something positive, because I do believe in the freedom of speech. I also believe in the ability for me to comment back to you and let you know that I'm not a nameless, faceless, behind the video game guy. I'm a real person, and I will talk back to you. So, I don't know. I hope I've gained subscribers by being someone who would be able to interact with their subscribers, and the Google Plus integration is getting in the way. Fullscreen sent me, I'm partnered with Fullscreen, they sent me an email with some tips and tricks on how to use Google Plus and how to make it a better YouTube experience, and it's not good enough. Not from Fullscreen, it's just the Google Plus is not good enough.
Well, And it's supposed to be a social network site comparative to Facebook, because that would be their competition, or even Twitter. But the thing with YouTube is it was its own social network community anyways, because it's all about watching videos and watching the content and then interacting with the person who creates the content by leaving them comments. You could still do direct messages to whomever you wanted to, and it'd still have contacts within that, but it didn't need this. And it was fine the way it was because it was its own community. It was its own social network site. And I don't know if maybe Google doesn't realize that. I would think that they would know that, but I don't know.
But I think besides like the search engine that Google uses, that's like they make their most revenue, obviously. But YouTube is the second, like I think it's like the third most visited page on the internet. So I mean, they don't need to incorporate this to make YouTube any better. I think YouTube alone is able to, market itself. You don't need to do this extra social media crap just to spice it up, in my opinion.
I agree.
Well, yeah, I mean, all of us promote YouTube because it allows us to create content. So when we put out content, let's say via Twitter or Facebook, it draws business to the site. So they don't need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, just a little frustrated with that. And I was gonna say one other thing, but it totally escaped me. So hopefully we can I can remember that here.
Google Plus is not easy to use. Like what we're trying to use, the one thing that we're trying to use, the comments, it doesn't work. Like nobody can make it work. We're not the only ones. That really big people that make 6 figures a year on YouTube and YouTube advertising and associated merchandise, they can't figure it out either. It's not working for them.
Yep.
Guess what? If they're making it, let's just do some simple math here. If the content creator is making 50% of the total money made, which is probably close to accurate, or maybe a little high, meaning that YouTube makes more than the content creators do. If the content creator is making 50%, and they're making $100,000 a year, then Google, you're making $100,000 a year off of them for things that they do, for things that they alone do. And all you've provided them is a way to upload the video and broadcast it, which is an algorithm that's there, it's in place. It doesn't need a terrible amount of maintenance. And that person makes you $100,000, and now they can't interact with any of their subscribers other than making another video. And I can promise you, as a content creator, I don't want to make a video to explain a video, or to explain a comment on a video, and a comment on a comment on a video, or a comment on a video about a comment. This game is dumb, okay? Just give me the ability to type in there, "You're mean, go away." Or, "Thank you very much, I appreciate what you have to say."
That reminds me of what I was gonna say. Was it because you had mentioned trying to respond to all of your people who comment on your videos, and that's something that's very important to me. I try to respond to every single person that leaves me a comment on my video, whether it's good, bad, indifferent, whatever. That's something I want to do, and I take pride in that I do within my channel. And now I can't always do that. That's not cool. That the interaction, there needs to be interaction between the content creators and the viewers, and it's not with Google Plus.
I tell you what, guys, I'm gonna screen share this with y'all. You guys can't see it, but the stream can see it. I just got a comment on a video, and it came to me from Google Plus.
Hate that.
And it
Absolutely
actually gives me the ability here to reply to it. I have to click on reply.
Good morning, YouTube.
This is WakMed19, and you're shamelessly
Good morning, YouTube.
plugging my own video. And now it gives me the ability to reply to that one comment. That's it. Just the one
Initial comment.
The one comment. So, and in fact, this is my video where I say Riley doesn't die, where I talk about the dog doesn't actually die in Call of Duty. It's a prediction from like 2 months ago. And it's going for me, it's doing really well. It's got 1,800 views, where that's like 1,000 more than it had last week.
Heck yeah, man.
The guy commented that your dad dies. That's not very polite. So I'm gonna let you two vote on what I should reply back to him.
Go away, troll.
Go away,
That's what
troll.
Go back to your hole, man.
Go away, troll.
I'm excited to play the campaign. Speaking of ghosts, a big game did come out this week. I kind of feel like we should talk about it a little bit. Seeing as I did get some free swag from Best Buy.
There you go. Nice.
Call of Duty Ghosts, that's what's up. I love this shirt. It's my new favorite shirt. I'm a nerd, I know. But this game came out, and Punkman, I know you haven't had the pleasure of playing the game yet, but
I know.
I do think you have something in your possession that is a little bit next gen that has something to do with this game.
That is right, guys.
Uh-oh.
I got my hands on
There
it.
it is.
PS4 edition. Today.
That looks sexy, I gotta be honest. That looks sexy. So
Mine's
you'll
blue.
be playing that on blue. I do like the blue.
I don't care.
I'm
I'm glad you got
it. You're colorblind, it doesn't matter.
shiny
sorry,
plastic reflecty things.
But there's a lot of changes in this game compared to Black Ops 2.
Oh,
And I don't know how much in detail we're going to go in about that, but I like it. I like the changes that it made. Check out my first impressions video. It goes over a lot of that stuff, a lot of the changes. But I don't know exactly what we want to talk about with Ghosts, but I kind of want to talk about the maps. Because I think that's a big hot topic with people.
there's so much to talk about with all of it. Punk man, why don't you get us started? Because I know that we do have some time constraints this evening. So, oh, by the way, hold on. Back up here.
Oh, there it is.
There's a shirt right there.
You gotta
Represent,
get up
buddy.
higher. I can't pick you up in this chair. It's bad for the chair. Show the
Get
shirt.
it in. There it is. Free swag.
That is cool.
Thank you.
It is a cool shirt. I love it.
Well, actually, Wackman, I haven't had the chance to play Ghosts yet, man. I'm having withdrawals, so yeah, I have to wait till Thursday when I get my console.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I've heard that the maps are quite large. That's the big thing, and people are upset about the spawns. And
Well, let me ask you this, Punkman. Have you
Yeah.
played World at War?
I actually have not played that game. I have not played that Call of Duty
Wow.
game.
All right, there goes my point. Anyways.
Sorry.
How about this? You can equate this to a Treyarch game. It doesn't work.
The map design is very similar to World at War, though.
I don't.
on
Is
some
that
of the
a
maps.
is that a Treyarch?
That is
Treyarch.
Treyarch.
Okay,
but
let me
the map
rephrase.
designs are there.
You can equate it to either of the Black Ops.
That's
games.
fine.
And remember that my experience is limited to Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and both Black Ops, and now Ghost. I've played games that I don't know. They're Call of Duty games at fire stations, and I don't know which ones they were. I just played with whatever they had going. So I know I've played World at War and COD 4. I just don't know. I couldn't tell you which ones they were. This has foliage in it, like previous Call of Duties. This has. You know how small people were on the other end of High Rise in Modern Warfare 2? They're that small. It seems to me like the player size, the avatar size, compared to the distance ratio is very small. Like, your targets are smaller than they were in Black Ops 2, where it seemed like the players were pretty big. Does that make any sense?
I understand what you're saying, but I guess I haven't noticed that as much. But I haven't thought about that comparison.
That was the first thing I noticed. Like, you're shooting a long ways in this game. A lot of the time you're shooting a long ways. And what you're shooting at is the targets that you're shooting at are much smaller than they were last year at this time.
Yep. You said they have foliage in the maps, and they do. And one of the things you said in one of your videos, I think it was your first impressions video, that I really took to heart, and I gave you a shout out in my first impressions video, was that
I saw that. Thank you.
there
I couldn't comment.
there are, and that's fine. That's fine. Thanks, Google Plus. I appreciate that. But there aren't a lot of long sightlines in the smaller maps because they're very cluttered and they have a lot of objects that you need to move around and navigate around. And yes, that's true. And to some people that may not be very good, but I like that. I like having a lot of objects and things to maneuver around because I feel like you have to play the game a little bit more strategic. And that's something in Black Ops 2 that we didn't really have. Black Ops 2 was a very run and gun mentality, unless you were going, for those high kills or nuclear, where you had to play, kind of cover one particular area and really know the spawns and control them. And in Ghosts, I feel like it caters to my playstyle more now that I'm getting a feel of it, because I like to move about the map more tactfully, if that's even a word.
Tactfully.
Tactfully, there we go. And it creates a challenge for me because, having that run and gun mentality from Black Ops 2, you can't really do that in this game. I mean, you can, but you're going to die a lot. And I like having to be more strategic in the way I play. It creates a challenge, and I like that. And I would say this game has a pretty steep learning curve as opposed to some of the other Call of Duties. So, like, if this is your first Call of Duty game, it's going to be harder for you to pick up than if you were to pick up, Black Ops 2 or, Modern Warfare 3.
I was actually kind of really bummed out. I saw your video, WakMed, about how, like I said, I haven't played the game, but I was really bummed out to hear that the wager matches or like the party games were gone. And that just, to me, I enjoyed playing those in Black Ops 1 and 2 because it was a change of pace. If I wanted just to get away from domination or just a quick, gun game or one in the chamber, I could do that. But if it's not in Ghosts, that really kind of disappointed me, and I was looking forward to playing that.
Now, thank you for reminding me about this.
I was wondering if this was going to be brought up.
I have to make a comment on it because I can't make a comment on my own video to respond to this. Party games, the moniker Party Games belongs to Treyarch, and they are only in the Treyarch games. However, the Modern Warfare series had community games, and one of those was a shorter game type like that, was called All or Nothing. And then you had a couple of others that have been replaced. A very short game is Infected. Most of those games are around 3 minutes long.
I could have swore they had gun game and one in the chamber in Modern Warfare 3.
I thought they did. I know they didn't have sticks and stones.
They might have variations of it towards the end within community games, but I don't. It wasn't in there as like a straight playlist. Like
no, but it was there, and that's one of the things that I loved about Modern Warfare 3 is that they gave you stuff, new things to play in their game throughout the year. That was fun. That was cool. Like
you're talking about the community games, right?
Right. Yeah, they gave you Infected. That's where that game was born. They gave you
Drop Zone.
Drop Zone.
Those are the two I only really knew and tried out.
Well, there's Money in the Dank, which is a version of Sabotage, which was made by a YouTube content creator who I don't follow or watch anymore. And there's MW Threesome. It's made to look like awesome. I don't know exactly what that is. I have gone back and double checked since that video just to make sure that I wasn't crazy. And I'm not. Those types of games are there. They're just not there anymore, and they're not listed under party games. I used the name party games, and that specific name is not right. So,
well,
yeah.
One of the things I think those will return, because when I first picked up Modern Warfare 3, unless I just never noticed it, the community games weren't there, and they added to those as time went on. And again, we're only with not even the first week of this game being out. It'll be a week when this video comes up, but I think it'll be there. I think one of the things I'm more interested to talk about is the lack of typical game types that we see in Call of Duty. Capture the Flag's not there. The typical, like, regular search and destroy is not there.
Actually, I saw this on Twitter, guys. I don't know if you know, but come to 15 is to be a patch for all platforms. Search and destroy is coming back because people wanted it that bad. So it's come back to 15.
That's
Which
good.
is no, it's not good. This was a step in the right direction, in my opinion.
Like by taking that out?
By taking it out completely.
Can you elaborate more on that? 'Cause
Yeah,
I mentioned
the
it here
community
yesterday.
that's playing a game mode where you do not respawn is small. Like comparatively, it's small. And
Agreed.
if you split it between two non-respawning game modes, you're going to make it even smaller, and it divides. Kind of like people who play Capture the Flag don't like Headquarters, and vice versa. And my experience with that comes from the June 23rd patch from Black Ops 1. People who play certain game modes, and only those game modes, don't like other game modes. I'm very mad that Capture the Flag's not in here. Although I've been playing more Demolition, Domination, and Kill Confirm.
There's no Demolition.
I've been switching it up. There are people that will only play one game mode.
Yep.
Demolition's not in here, and in Black
Yep.
Ops 2, that was a huge game for me and the people that I play with. And
Yeah, actually, you got me playing more of that game, and it's fun.
the video that I put out today actually talks about what this game needs, what Ghosts needs, what will make this game better, is objective game modes.
Yep,
There are
more
none.
of them.
And there's domination, which is objectively based.
Yep.
But it's more spawn and kill based, in my opinion. But I guess you could throw it in there. Search and destroy, take it out and set it to the side. It's not a respawning game mode, so I don't consider it to count because it's its own thing. I give it its own type of respect. It just doesn't belong in this conversation. Every other game mode listed is about the kills. And that's an adaptation from a thought Rambo Ray from Team Envious was discussing. Everything here is about the kills. You can make an argument for Blitz, but Blitz is so broken.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Everything it's who can score the fastest, and you're not even worried about kills. You just want to run over there and jump in the hole.
Yep.
And people are either kill whoring or it just doesn't matter. Just run and score.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. I like the idea. It's a broken game right now. Fix it.
I
It'll
thought
be
it was
okay.
going to be a little different. Like when that game mode first announced, I thought it was going to be slightly different. I didn't fully understand it, but I expected different than what I got. And it's because it's supposed to replace Capture the Flag. It doesn't.
It does not.
Capture the Flag was that was a game mode I didn't play as much as I probably should have, but it was such a good game mode because it's a game mode that stood the test of time. I mean, with over any shooter, even in real life. I mean, it's such a great game mode that it's intense. It can be team oriented if you really want to win. It gives you everything I think a game mode should.
Well, if
An
you think about
objective
it,
based game mode.
I heard that they even took out a Ground War, dude. Like that's not even a
Yes.
From what I understand, unsubstantiated rumor that's coming back in the new consoles. Because
Okay.
if you zoom in with a sniper rifle and do get one of those really long sight lines, you'll get screen lag. You'll get frame rate dropping on this console. So
I think we're going to see quite a bit of changes when the new consoles launch as far as what's going to happen because, and I don't know if we want to move on to this, but dedicated servers, I don't see it.
they're not
I
in
don't
the
think they're there.
360.
They're supposed to have them for the 360 though. They announced it for both current and next gen. I remember specifically.
I've had too
Saw
many
the
host
article.
migrations to believe that they're in place.
Well, see, that's the thing. I think my personal theory is that they're going to launch when the new consoles launch, and that PlayStation 4 maybe they'll have their own dedicated servers, but a full launch across all platforms won't happen until November 22nd. That's my theory because they did say that they would have some form of dedicated servers for current generation. And I find it disappointing that I feel a little misled because I felt like they would be in place. We wouldn't have to experience these host migrations. And I feel like I was hoping it was going to be like Battlefield 3 in WakMed, Battlefield 4, to where you could pick whatever server you'd want to play on. So if you want to play Team Deathmatch to 100 or 150 kills, you can do that because that's a server that's running that game mode right now. I thought that was what it was going to be like. It's
Imagine
not,
how
obviously.
long that game would be. 150 kills, team deathmatch.
I don't think it would be that long.
It'd
It'd be a little longer than typical team deathmatch, but I don't think it would be that bad.
Well, right now, Team Deathmatch is running me about 7 minutes. And that's what I've been
So
playing
double that.
mostly in this, because my clan is all kind of back together now. We've been running Team Deathmatch, and they're running about 7 minutes in length from the video chopping that I'm doing. I would think that if you went to 150, you'd have the ability to get some really cool score streaks that are pretty much worthless, and it'd probably cut the game down. The second half should probably take about 5 minutes, so you're talking about 12 or 13 minutes, which is about how long the domination rounds have been running.
And the thing about the Battlefield servers is that it's all customized. So one person could be running 150 team deathmatch, another person could be running 50, maybe quicker matches and things like that. So it's very customizable, and that's kind of what I was expecting going into Ghosts, and it's not there.
I've been in some Battlefield games where servers, they do like conquest at like 999 tickets, dude.
Wow.
So it's a long freaking big domination game, and it could go 45 minutes to an hour just for one game, and I don't mind it because it's the maps are huge, but it'd be kind of cool to see when the servers do come up that they do offer those kind of capabilities and stuff.
I would hope so, because again, it doesn't have to all be super long matches. I mean, you can have the typical playlist, typical amount of kills and scores, but if you want to play a longer Call of Duty match, why not give the people the option to do that? Which kind of goes against Call of Duty, but
I heard some people saying that their concerns for dedicated servers was that the administrator would have the rights for the server if they rent it out. That maybe it'd be easier to boost, or maybe kick people off the game and stuff, because that's just one of the things that come with the territory of having those kind of servers and stuff.
That's a good point. Well, I thought, I just thought of this. One of the things that they could do is, on part of their channel, launch requests for specific servers. So they could say one server could be this launch these game types with these amount of scores and things like that. And those could always be rotating. So there could be a community-style playlist, similar to what they did with Modern Warfare 3, but on dedicated servers, and have a set amount of servers running those community requests. That doesn't sound too hard to me.
I have no idea what you just said.
Did you want me to repeat it? Or do you not understand?
Clarify it.
So
you're talking about having a specific number of servers run just what?
Whatever the community requests. So if they request domination to 300 points, for example, just throwing a number out there.
That's cool.
Then that would be a specific server that you could join and go play that specific game type. Or if you wanted to play actual drop zone, or like a gun game, or one in the chamber type gameplay, those could be a community dedicated service to where you hop into that server and you're playing that game mode.
You pretty much are going into what you want, and I've seen servers that only play one map for one one game mode, over and over again, because if you love Nuketown, if that's all you want to play, you could do that on the kind of servers and stuff. Yeah.
I think that would be very cool to see. Now I understand that the whole boosting thing, but I think you're going to get that with any game. But if you have a rolling community list of dedicated servers, I think that could be very fun and very, very cool. And it would show that, hey, we listen to the community. That's always a good thing to hear from a developer.
Well, the thing is, I think... Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead, WakMed.
I think that we all know that boosting is there. Yep. And I don't know the kind of person who worries about their rankings and their placement on Call of Duty, because it's kind of cheating. It's too much cheating that's there. My buddy and I did a lot of the survival mode in Modern Warfare 3, which is not in. Survival is gone for this game, and it makes me very sad. Very, very sad. Especially since he sold Modern Warfare. I digress. I'm just stuck now. I'm stuck in a loop. I have no idea what I was talking about. What was I talking about?
your
I don't think
friend.
you got that far enough.
I didn't get far enough in the discussion to show where I was
Well,
going.
because I was talking about the community playlist, listening to the community.
Cheating. So we
Cheating.
went through and we got to like level 106 on Oasis in survival in Modern Warfare 3. It took us over 4 hours.
That's a really long
Where
time.
you have to wait and leave one chopper up where you can go to the restroom and come back, and like 4 hours is a long time to be playing one match, really. This was one match.
Yep.
And this was like 2 a.m. because it wasn't the first rodeo we'd done that night. People had gotten further than us in like 48 minutes. Tell me how that works. It's cheating. Do I worry about them? No. Do I sweat them? No. I know that we are like 100th placed in the world on that map. Even with the cheaters ahead of us, I don't care. I did that good. I enjoyed myself. Are you worried about the leaderboards at all?
Me? No.
Anybody?
I don't either. No.
No. I mean, the only thing I for fun, once in a while, I'll compare like my accuracy to my friends list, or you always got to do the KD just to see it. You know.
That's a Call of Duty
And
thing.
That's Call of Duty. They ingrained that in our blood and souls and brains. But you know, once in a while I'll check those stats, but it's just against my friends, not like worldwide, just because there's no way I can compete or want to compete against everyone worldwide to get like the best KD or the best accuracy and things like that. I'd like to see how I stack up against my friends, because I know all of us within that list aren't cheating.
I have a quick question, guys, for you real quick.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when Drifter made that video about, he pretty much was the one that said that the next Call of Duty would be Ghosts, and he kind of like revealed some things about what to expect in the new game, like the slide, the lean, all that kind of stuff. Only thing go ahead.
He was on Raid. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yep, I remember
And
the exact video.
he mentioned that the next Call of Duty Ghosts would incorporate dynamic intros to the game, where like people would be propelling from a helicopter or doing certain things to like before the game counts down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then the match starts. Is that even incorporated in the game? Because I haven't seen that not one time in any video, and I heard that was a big thing that we're expected to see in Ghosts, and I haven't seen not one thing about it.
It's not
No.
there.
Yeah.
At all.
But,
Like, you don't even
What?
have the parachute laying behind you anywhere. Like,
Okay.
you actually had that in Modern Warfare 3, where there were certain places where you had parachuted in. Resistance, the French place. If you look at where you spawn, look around where you spawn on the lower spawn, there's parachutes behind where your squad starts at.
I never noticed.
Me
That's
either.
interesting.
They're there. A couple of other maps are like that as well. But no, I do remember what you're talking about, and that animation is not there. Like you tell me whenever you play it, especially from the PlayStation side of it, because it's supposed to be a much different game on PlayStation 3 than it is on Xbox 360. I think that it's going to be much more on the next generation consoles. I think that there is a lot that, like, this game barely runs. You pull up a sniper rifle on a long line of sight and you drop frames. This game, it takes forever to load a map, like twice as long as it did for the past Call of Duties, to load the maps up to play the multiplayer. I feel like at any given second, this game is like 2 megabits away from just crashing all together. I
That's
really
important.
felt like it's like so close to crashing on this console, and that it has to go to the next generation, and it can open up and be this beautiful, wonderful thing. But right now, it's like I'm
It's
waiting on
struggling.
it to nosedive. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I see what you're saying, and the reason I'm not getting this game on next gen, even if I was getting if I was getting an Xbox One, maybe I would, just because I'd have more people to play with. But even so, I don't feel like it is a next gen game. I feel like it's just going to look a little bit better, and maybe run at a true 60 frames per second.
Pay the $10, get the game.
I can't cross.
Don't cross. Go get an Xbox.
what is going to be so next gen about it? Besides resolution and true 60 frames per second, the gameplay's not going to change.
But yeah, I think it will. I really do
How?
think it will. I think that you may have that entrance animation. I think that you will have more modes open up. Like the whole community playlist, they added all those games in. They start with a certain number of slot numbers, is what I've read in the past, which is why they took out a hardcore capture the flag and put in hardcore flags. And they start with a certain number of things that are limited, but they have great ability to change what's inside of those whatevers. I think that on the next generation console, they can fill in more. Don't close yourself off to it, dude. You may have to play it with Punkman on the PS4. I'm thinking there's going to be a lot more to this game on the other console. No.
Come to me. Come on, guys. Come on over.
Well, I'm get what you want to get what you think is best, and I don't want to discourage anyone from doing that. And if you're wrong, I told you so.
All right, I heard you.
I'm calling it PS4 Red Ring of Death.
All right.
That would
We'll
be
see.
interesting. Very interesting.
I wish I'd upon nobody. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
Me either.
Either console.
it's not cool because
Happy gaming.
I've been through plenty of them with the Xbox, and it's
Same
It's
here,
not right.
dude. It sucks.
not right. Wow. Well, Pugman, I know you got to get going here in just a few, and we appreciate you on the show, but you haven't played Ghost yet. Do you have any questions for us regarding the game, or anything you're kind of curious about?
Well, pretty much just that whole entrance thing, because like I said before, I've been watching videos and I haven't seen not one thing about it. No one mentioned anything about it. I was like, I just want to know if maybe it's not that entertaining, so no one includes them in their videos or anything. But for the most part, you guys, got me pumped up and kind of discouraged a little bit to hear what WakMed said about like how the game's like struggling on the current gen consoles. But I did get it for PS4, so we'll see if there's an improvement. I don't know, but I'll let you guys know for sure.
Yeah,
And overall-
I'm curious to see how it's going to run and see some of your gameplay on it. So,
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. Really appreciate it.
yeah, well, we appreciate you
for
coming
coming.
out.
For sure.
Again, if you're
All
still
right.
here on the show, check out Mr. Punkman. Follow him on Twitter. Subscribe to his channel. He provides great content. He is a great supporter of not only 3-Bar Exploits, but each of us individually, and we appreciate everything he does down in AZ. That's right, that's
Thank
code
you.
for Arizona.
You guys have a good night. See you later.
All right, thanks, man.
Good to see you.
See ya.
Boo-doo-doo.
Well, and then there was two.
And then there was two. We've been dropped by two people tonight. How does that make you feel?
That's, well, I'm whatever, because I know the reason why we're being
Oh.
dropped, I can be okay with it.
Oh, we never told. So apparently, did you tell them why Oyster couldn't make it tonight?
I said life and homework.
Life and homework. Are we supposed to leave it with that and not talk about the legal trouble he's in?
I don't know. I honestly don't know if I know what you're about to say.
Okay. Well, we'll wait.
Let me know in the chat, and there's something else I want to talk about with Ghost, because I kind of want to get your
Go
your
ahead, and
insight.
I'll type. You talk.
Well, so one of the big things with the multiplayer reveal and everything that's been going on about Ghost is these dynamic maps, and some of the maps do have specific, little events that happen, or a few things will blow up here and there. Overall, I'm disappointed, and I had a feeling I would be this way because I didn't expect Battlefield. Trust me, I did not expect where everything can blow up, and by the end of the map, it's level. There's nothing to do. But I expected a little bit more, and again, maybe we'll get that next gen. If we do, please let me know. Try to sell me on next gen, so I have to buy another copy of this game. But for there's a few things that happen, like that map where you're in the laboratory. I forget. I think it's called Sovereign. Is that what it is? I know you guys don't like that map.
I hate that map. Yes, it's called Sovereign.
But something that happens during that map is where all the gas goes off and
Right.
it kind of gets a little foggy. That's cool. I want more things like that to where it affects the entire map. and I know it's not going to be possible on every level, but I think that adds a dynamic feel to the map. But like Octane, the map, one of the big maps they promoted, where the gas station blows up and the thing falls over. That's it. That's so dumb, and that happens within the first 10 seconds of every game.
It doesn't take long, yeah. Like,
I'm not seeing it. Is there what other? Because I know
the
I don't
logs
know
are supposed
a lot
to
of things
fall.
that happen in all the different maps. What is?
Wow, there's a lot of lag between your camera and your audio. Anyway, there's supposed to be on that map that both of us, like we were on the hill, Prison Break, where the logs fall, the log jam breaks, and the logs come down. I've never seen that happen very much on...
Oh, is that on the Prison Break map?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure, because it's got the log jams. I'm going to go ahead and go with yes.
Yeah, it's got logs.
The castle map, where you're in a castle, Scotland-looking setting. That one, the gate comes down.
Whoa.
Really? And then you have to blow it up so that you can get by it.
Yeah.
Stupid. It's something, but it's not much. I mean, Black Ops 1 had that, where there was a snow map in a DLC package where you could open and close a door. Freight has a door that you open and close to the underground, to the underneath.
Yeah, I discovered that actually the other day.
The K.E.M strikes change the map, don't they?
They do, and I was fortunate enough to get one. Check out my first live comm of Ghosts. I got one in a care package, because apparently they come in care packages, and I got it during my live stream, it was amazing. I was freaking out, and it completely changes the map. Like it blows up the entire map, and you play the aftermath, and that's kind of cool. But that only happens when you get a K.E.M strike, and I don't know how it affects every individual map, because I'm not good enough to get a K.E.M strike on every single map. But that's kind of more what I expected, though, is things like that would really change the map in a dynamic way. I got to use their word, because I'm making fun of it, because it doesn't happen. Like the gate coming down, yeah, it's retarded. But if they did more things like that, to where you could close off specific paths and really, really change everything about the map, not just one little part that didn't take you very long to code and make happen, because it's stupid and pointless. And then the gas station falling over, woo. You know, I'm not impressed. I haven't played Skyscraper, the fall map. Have you played that?
No, I haven't played it at all. I have tried, and... it's just, I say I've tried. I've played by myself, specifically hoping that I would be put into a game where that map. But were you playing with us last night or this afternoon?
Not, no, I was last night. What was I doing?
And talking about
I saw a movie last night.
How it's just they've touted that this is like, it's supposed to be the new Nuketown almost.
That's interesting.
And you can't play it. I've never been... I can't find it.
Yeah, I'm having the same problems, because I've been playing quite a bit by myself over the weekend. And I'm expecting to get in this playlist, because I think it was Thursday, like I finally put in the code to download it, get that rolling, and I was like, all right, I'm ready to play this map. Let's go. It never pops up. I know other people have this map. I know it. If you pre-order the game, which a lot of people pre-order the game, you get the dang map. Where is it? I feel misled. Like, not that this was a huge selling point on the game, because I was gonna get the game regardless, but like, you give me this added bonus, you pump it up like it's the next greatest thing about these dynamic maps of buildings falling down. Holy crap! I haven't even played it, and that's very frustrating to me. Kind of that's one of the things that I get frustrated with on the map packs, because you pay money to buy these map packs, and then after the first week of them being out, after that exclusive new map playlist is gone, you never play some of those maps ever again. I don't know. So I'm a little frustrated over here.
I'm very frustrated. I feel like I bought a PS4. I've been lied to so much.
Oh, wow.
You knew I was going to get it in there.
I know you do.
I really feel this game's growing on me. I'm finding more and more good things about it. If you were sitting right here next to me whenever this game came out, you would not have heard pleasant things about this game. This it takes a lot to get used to what it is that you're going to be playing for the next year. And I was laying in bed, told my wife, I'm not excited to play this game. Like, the first night I got it, I was, like, clipping my eyes closed because I did have to go take a test the next day. So, the 5th, I had to go take a test. I had to sleep that night. I couldn't stay up all night with you guys and play. I had to go to sleep so that I could go take a test. And I passed the test, by the way.
Nice. Well, there you go. Sleep pays off.
But it was so hard. It was like 3 a.m. and I'm laying in bed staring at the ceiling knowing that I've already updated this game. Because that's what I did. I got online and I updated it. I downloaded all the patches. I downloaded everything I needed to do. I got all the way up to where you select, what's it, Cable or K.E.M or whatever your first
whatever the
soldier's name is.
I don't know their name.
I got all the way to that point and said goodnight. And
That's
went
hard.
to bed. And it's like 1 o'clock. I laid in bed for like 2 hours, tossing and turning. My wife's like, why don't you just go play for a little while? Because I won't turn it off.
Yeah.
I had to get up, get a shower, like read a book. The next night, not excited at all to play Ghosts. It's building. It really is building. And I'm doing really well with this game. I'm on top of the leaderboard pretty frequently. And I roll with some very skilled individuals. And now that they've actually come over to this game. There's more coming. I really think there's more coming because this I feel like they've told us things that are going to happen with this game because they had trouble separating in studio what was going to be this generation and what was going to be next generation. And I'm hoping they were premiering and promoting the next generation version of it because that would be the coolest version. After all, you're disappointed because it's not here now. They promoted the best. I'm hoping this is a prediction. Yeah. It's a desire. I'm hoping that they're promoting the best version of this game and the next generation version of this game. I'm hoping it's twice the game that you have in front of you now. That's my hope.
I hope you're right, and I hope they give me some reason to drop money on a next gen version, just to try it out. But the thing is, though, is like I already got the season pass, for Xbox 360, and I'm stuck with the Xbox 360 for all the content and stuff, but which I'm fine with, and if all the good players go to the Xbox One, heck, I'll look even better, But this game overall. I like it. Like I said this before, I like the changes they've brought. I feel like it's the refreshment that Call of Duty as a franchise needed, and it's exceeded my expectations for the fact that I said in a video, and I'm still going to hold true because I said it, but we'll see if it happens. The fact that the Call of Duty after this is going to that's when we see the decline. And that's when some other game might take the reign as far as the FPS multiplayer game to play. But this game's it's given me new life, and I know we're only 1 week into the game, but the changes that they made I think are significant enough to revitalize the franchise and lead us up to what could be a very good next gen Call of Duty game, to where it actually feels like next gen with the game that, by the way, they've already said it's coming out, and I'm actually upset about that announcement.
Want to know one of the reasons we had Punk Man on? He's already tweeted out this show, and we're not even done recording it yet. Much love to Punk Man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
There's more coming. There's really more coming, and
I hope so.
And one of the things that's coming is the PlayStation 4. And as this video goes up on Tuesday, if we don't get caught up in hype of what a Tuesday actually is again this week, Tuesday you'll have Wednesday, Thursday, and Thursday night you'll be standing in line.
Yes, I will.
Standing in line to see the show tonight.
I took Friday off of work because I'm dedicating next weekend to the PlayStation 4, to pretty much gaming, because I know I'll get back into Ghosts as well. Just probably to play with, just to play, keep on the sticks, keep my skills up. But PlayStation 4 comes out next Friday, and I got a 3-day work week because that's just how I roll. And I'm so excited. I'm very excited because the PlayStation 4, I think it's going to have a lot to offer. And I'm not going to get into console wars, but I think it's got a lot to offer. And one of the cool things I'm excited about is some of the freebies I get with PlayStation 4. So with the PlayStation Plus membership, every month you get a free game, and actually at launch you get 2 free games. And they're smaller titles, and they're indie games. But one of them is Rezo, which is really kind of resonated within the gaming media. That a lot of people like that game. It's more of like an arcade type game, similar to Super Stardust, a game I never really played. And then you get Contrast, which I know nothing about that game, but it seems like a 2D, 3D game. I no idea, but it's free, and I will definitely play it because it's free and I get to have it. And then there's a couple free-to-play games out there as well. And I don't know if Xbox One's going to have a lot of free-to-play games. I mean, obviously Killer Instinct's going to be there, but other titles that are available on PC. And the games that are coming to PlayStation 4 that are already out on PC right now is War Thunder, which it's a plane game, a war plane game, World War II. I don't know. It looks interesting. I'll give it a go because it's free. The other one I'm more interested in is Warface, and that's currently on PC. It is. I compare it to it's the free-to-play Call of Duty, if you will, and I've heard it's pretty good for a free-to-play game. And I know it's not going to beat Call of Duty, but for it being free-to-play, as long as it's not a super terrible free-to-play model, I'm going to give it a go, and I hope to have some longevity with that game. So I'm also going to buy Killzone in Battlefield 4. I've said this multiple times. But in buying those 2 games, I walk away with 6 because of some of the great freebies I get. And I think that's really cool, and I think you got to give kudos to PlayStation for doing that to its customer base, as well as you get a free trial. I'm sure you get a free trial of Xbox Live with the Xbox One. And you get a free $10 voucher to spend on whatever your little heart desires. So next weekend, I'm sure you guys are going to be drilling me on the PlayStation 4 as my channel is going to be exploding, hopefully, with PlayStation 4 content.
How do you plan on? Can you go through? Because there is an embargo, or an embargo is the wrong word. There's a. Go ahead and tell them. No words.
That's fine. I'll just call it a restriction. So
thank you.
With the PlayStation 4, you can use external capture cards, but not at launch. And this is very unfortunate. I think it's one of the worst, probably the worst thing PlayStation's done as far as what they've done since February. But I know that doesn't affect that many people, as YouTube gamers are a small percentage compared to the whole gaming industry. But what it means is I can't record with my Elgato at launch with the PlayStation 4, and they're going to address that, the HDCP that they're enforcing currently, with a post-launch update. No one knows when that's coming out. And it has me a little worried, but what I can do with the PlayStation 4, and I will be doing Thursday night after I unbox it and get it set up, is streaming to Twitch via the PlayStation 4. I'm going to see how it works, and that's going to allow me to at least get gameplay out there. So be sure to follow me, twitch.tv/gamesite. Plug there. And stay up all night with me as I game.
For sure. So, I may have to watch that just to see. Like, I know what you're going to be doing. I get just a little bit of behind-the-scenes information because we talk more frequently than maybe all of your subs. And there's some really cool stuff that you're going to be doing that I'm looking forward to. So yeah, definitely. Stay tuned for that. But basically what I'm going to do is try to pull some of that video from Twitch. And I actually spent the majority of my Saturday trying to figure out how to do that, because during my stream from Friday night, it was a very brief stream in which no one really came out to watch. But hey, you know what? I'm still new and you haven't followed me yet. But I got a chem strike, so I had to pull that because I wasn't recording at the time.
and I had to pull that off. And it's interesting because I don't know if you know this, Wack. The Twitch videos are Flash.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like, because there are tools to download like certain clips in your entire stream, and that's what I found out. But when I downloaded the video, it was a Flash video, and I didn't know that that's how it comes. So then you have to convert it. So it's a little bit of a process unless you're recording right away, which I will now be doing in all future live streams, not on the PlayStation 4 until they release that patch. But that's what I'm going to try to do. Since I'm going to be trying to stream in 1080p, if I lose any quality, hopefully it's not, below 720. We'll find out. I don't think it will be, but that's kind of what it's going to be.
You'll still have as high a quality as every other YouTuber out there, though, with a PlayStation 4. It's not like you're going to be behind them. You're just going to be at whatever the highest quality is, which will be less than what you're able to do now.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about it. Minus the media who are going to be allowed to capture with external, capture cards, and who knows? There's probably some big PlayStation YouTubers out there that I don't know about who are getting those same rights, maybe. But I feel like I'll still be on level playing ground. But I don't know. I'm very excited. I think the craziest thing is though, this is the first year we've had 2 brand new console launches. Because usually it's one console launch per year, and both of them, I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed in Xbox. They had so many abilities to take advantages away from PlayStation in the release. Just in the, just straight, strict console war marketing release, dirt throwing campaign. It wasn't that hard. Like, we sat around, you and I and Oyster, we sat around, we spitballed some ideas that, I'm glad, yours were usually in the form of, I'm glad they didn't do that. Hey,
someone's got to support the PlayStation here.
Being more the PlayStation side, but I was like, how do you throw away November 1st being 1-1-1, which is 3 ones? It will be the 3rd Xbox that gets released. And it's called the Xbox One. Plus, it was a Friday, which is the date you wanted to release it on. It's also 2 weeks before your competitor. It's golden. You can't make up stuff like this. It just has to work out with Destiny, and you blew it by 3 weeks to be specific.
Well, that's a great point. I don't know if this is true, but I heard a lot of rumors floating around that a lot of their decision on their release date had to do with supply, better yet lack thereof, and trying to get the consoles all built by a certain time. I don't know, but...
So I talked to the guy at Best Buy while I was there the other night, the Ghost premiere. This camera looks terrible.
Who? Yours?
Mine.
Well, because you got some, like, sepia tone.
No, that's the original. I'm sorry you guys have had to deal with that. I'll try to be prettier in the future.
Yeah. No, I gotta point out this before you dive into that. I'm happy to see you wearing a nice red collared shirt.
Oh yeah, it's
it's a nice change from the yellow. I like it. I'm down.
It's a Hawaiian Florida shirt that my folks got for me while they were in Hawaii. And
I don't think you're saying that right, but anyways.
Hawaii. How would you know? You're no closer to them than I am. I know 3 hours, whatever. What were we talking about? That's twice tonight. I feel old.
I said something about the Xbox. I totally forgot what that was.
The Xbox, the Best Buy will have a couple of extra copies of it, and if I get there early enough, I can get my copy even though I didn't pre-order it. They don't have a whole bunch of extra. And I don't want to talk bad about my Best Buy, but there weren't a whole lot of people at the midnight release for Ghosts. I asked them how many pre-orders they had. Just total. How many people could be showing. Is it 1,000? Is it 5? The number was between 1,000 and 5. And I mean, I'm not going to
Was
make
it
them
more
look
closer
bad.
to the 5?
Some of those guys actually said they've watched a few of my videos, so I'm not going to make them look bad by any stretch of the imagination. Spend a lot of money with them. There were not a whole bunch of people there, and they are wondering about what the future holds with the consoles and that whole weird dynamic, because there's a lot of money that gets spent on electronics, and right now it's kind of weird. If your mother, grandmother, aunt, whoever wants to buy you a game, there are now like 7 options of the same game that she could purchase, and that can be intimidating for her. Hey, I want you to buy me Call of Duty Ghosts. She walks in the store. There's 10 different Call of Duties. Literally 10 different Call of Duties. Is it Ghosts? Is that what he said? Did he say COD 4? I see this one.
You know what she's going to do?
Which one is it? And so they figure out which one it is, but then does he want it on the Xbox One, the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, 4, PC, Wii?
She gets the Wii U version.
She gets the Wii U version, and that's what she does. And then you have to take it back. Everybody hates her. Your aunt ruins Christmas, and she's a horrible person. That just happened. True story. Real talk.
I will say this, and I don't know if it's because maybe I was more in the front of the line when I went to the midnight release, because I also went to Best Buy, where Cheetos are not allowed. But
Bazinga.
But I felt like there wasn't as many people there either, as opposed to Black Ops 2 when I went the year previous. Also, I noticed they didn't have, but minus the awesome shirt I got, as well as you, they didn't have like any other freebies to give away. Because when I went for Black Ops 2, isn't that such a good looking shirt?
It is. Good. I wish they had it in my size.
That's unfortunate. But anyways,
you didn't
Black
get one
Ops
of these?
2. No, I did not. That's unfortunate.
This is an iron-on patch, and it's really kind of cool.
Yeah. See, did you get anything else besides that?
I got a sticker.
My Best Buy Jitme. Oh my gosh.
From Best Buy, and funny story. There's like 5 or 6 of us sitting around. It's pretty early, and there's 5 or 6 of us sitting around, and I was number one. I was the front of the line.
Look at you.
You know, there weren't enough people to pre-order it for him to give away cool stuff, though. I was pissed. The lady comes up. There was a lady that was going in for the workers or whatever. She had went to Hungry Howie's and bought a whole bunch of pizzas, and she's like, "Does anybody want any pizza?"
You got pizza?
I ate before I got here, and everybody else in line, they had eaten before they got here. I said, "I'll tell you what, just because I'm so awesome, I'll take the pizza, and anybody that comes up, I will offer them pizza." She's like, "Cool, no problem. Here's you some pizza." Gave me a box of pizza. I kept that pizza next to me until 5 minutes before they opened the door, and I walked out and put it in my truck. And that was my midnight snack. I was going to game and eat that, and I remembered to test and whatever, so it was breakfast for the test. But so I got a free pizza out of the deal, too.
Wow. I am really disappointed right now.
You
Best
should.
Buy, I still love you, but come on, man.
They said they would be
Free
stepping
pizza?
up. They said they'd be stepping up. Dude, this was like cold when I got it. It was jalapeno or peppered crusts or something, red pepper crust, I think. It was not the best pizza in the world, but it was free.
That makes it that much better. Yeah.
That makes a lot.
Well, actually, what you just described me, I don't mind cold pizza if it has a lot of sauce. Like, I actually prefer it. Now, well, prefer it the next day. But, so, as I was saying, though, Black Ops 2, they did, like, raffles. Like, everyone got, like, a ticket when they walked in. And they did raffles of, like, free swag. Like, they gave away, like, Black Ops 2 controllers.
Don't say swag.
They gave away Black Ops 2 controllers. They gave away headphones, headsets, like Turtle Beach headphones, Turtle Beach headsets. Like, some of them, like, the really nice ones, like, you have the wireless ones. Like, one person got one of those. And I think they gave away a couple, like, T-shirts. Everyone got a poster when they walked in. All that. And this time, granted, I got my shirt, which is awesome, but that was it. And like these little earbuds I'm using, these are Turtle Beach. I got those. I won these in the raffle last year. And they're awesome.
They said that they would have a lot more stuff for the console releases, and I'm thinking
Yeah.
that's where they're saving their promo money for, so that they can
could
give you
be.
cool stuff like that.
hope
That
so.
and I don't know. Well, I mean, how many people? About how many people? Rounded off to 100.
At my launch.
Yeah, if you wouldn't, or you can just type it in the chat. Were there enough people to warrant them giving away $400 or $500 worth of stuff?
Maybe not that, but I could see I would say there was probably between 100 and 125, and that's generous.
Oh wow! Like there
Like
were,
I said, that's generous.
yeah, Black Ops 2. There were well over 200 people there for Black Ops 2.
Yeah, there was a lot more people for Black Ops 2. At least
There-
it felt that way.
There were not 200 people there for Ghosts.
Yeah.
But I really do appreciate the way Best Buy hooks you up in our neck of the woods. You go in the store at about 11:30.
Mhm.
You pay for the game. You
Yep.
finish all of your transaction, and then you walk back to the door to walk out. You stand there with receipt in hand and wait for midnight. And at midnight, they like shuck you out the door. They just push you. What did you have it on? Let me see your receipt. You hand him the receipt. It says Ghosts on 360. He hands you your copy. Bye-bye. Go home.
Yep.
Play.
I love it.
Game on.
Yeah.
It's a great way that they do it. I really appreciate Best Buy doing it that way. So,
Yeah, that's
We're
same.
ready.
They do it the same way over here.
we're ready to wrap it up.
Yeah, man. Let's wrap it up.
All right, so that was 3-Bar Exploits number 23. We really hate that Oyster couldn't make it, but you know,
Yep.
whatever, life happens. Sucks. I hope you've enjoyed that Mr. Punkman87 was able to come on with us. Make sure you go check out his stuff. Again, a shout out to Strictly Business Gaming for keeping us able to do what we do. And until next week, thanks. Have a great day. Okay, so we're off recording. Is he getting bonded out anytime soon?
I don't know. I haven't heard from him since like when did we start recording? 4:30. I don't think I've heard from him since like 2.
Like, arguing with your teacher is one thing, but arguing to the point where you get arrested for verbal assault or whatever that is, that's, I mean...
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't even know you could get arrested for that.
you can, but like, it has to be really bad. So, and his dad didn't
Like,
go
do you
into
have
all
to,
the
like,
details.
threaten
All
them or something?
Huh?
Do you have to like threaten them?
I have no
Like-
idea. His dad didn't
like
go
harm?
into... yeah. You have to, like, threaten him bodily harm. I wonder if he didn't say something like he'd go Call of Duty on him or something. Call him
my
on or
God.
whatever. So, I mean, I don't know. His dad just gave me, like, the password to his YouTube and said he'd probably he's got videos to put out and just make sure that they keep going out. So,
Wow.
Oh,
That's
no.
crazy, man.
Uh-oh. We got... Oops.